Hi, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Hitstreak. Check it out. I got to give a big shout out to my show sponsor, my friends over at AVLX. I also have to give a big shout out to Charles Henry and Ace Young, the amazing performers and producers of the music behind the show, as well as the amazing people that make up the Hit Lab creative team, who are the producers of the show. Folks, I have a favor to ask. If you like what you hear, and I know you do, click that subscribe button to make sure you get alerted when new episodes are dropped. Thanks for tuning in.
The real success stories told by the people who live them.
We're going to have some guests on this show that everybody knows, and we're going to have guests on this show that nobody knows yet.
One by one, Nick Hyder is adding hits to the hit streak.
Blessings, folks. Welcome back to another episode of The Hit Streak. I'm your man, Nick Hyder. And first of all, I want to say that I hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas. And I hope you guys are looking forward to having an amazing new year in 2022. Check it out. Today, I have a very special treat for you. In the building, I've got somebody who is very special to and near and dear to my family and I. My brother from another mother, David Gwaltney, is in the house. David, thanks so much for hanging with me today, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. I mean, the hit streak. This thing's big time. I made big time right now.
Yes, you did. That's right. So, first of all, this was not. A lot of production and time goes into these things prior to before we ever even shoot, and then obviously a lot afterwards. But this was one of those things where a couple weeks ago, found out you were going to be coming through, and it was like, dude, I got to get you on, because you came in to see the baby for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Just
she looks like her mom.
Absolutely.
She looks like her mom.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness. Right. So, well, we got to take the people back a little bit, talk about who you are. So, guys, like you guys know, in the business world, it's all about revenue. It's all about sales. And I've got a guy who is an elite league of his own when it comes to sales. And we're going to talk about that a lot later. But what's even cooler, what's even more interesting is the story of this guy has reinvented himself so many times. Okay. Right? Would you disagree with that? Do you ever?
Yeah, it's up, down, it's up, down, it's up, and then it's down. It's definitely reinventing every single day.
That's life, baby.
Yeah.
That's life. All right, so a couple things. So first of all, you are a father of 3 beautiful girls.
Absolutely.
And a proud father of a Navy son.
Correct.
So first of all, thank you on behalf of all of us amazing Americans to Josh for serving our amazing country.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him, where he's gone through his trials and tribulations, from not walking on grass to making rank to, hey, Dad, got a phone call, we're getting deployed. And this is just a couple weeks ago. So who knows where he is? He was in Bahrain, so hopefully he's safe,
right,
protecting our country.
Absolutely.
That's where it is.
Absolutely. And how old is Josh now? Oh my goodness.
I just know their birthdays. I don't really know the number. As long as you get the birthday right, that's all that matters.
That's true.
You got to get the present.
That's true.
They don't care if if they're 16, 17, 20. Doesn't matter. It's all about the gift. So 27, 93. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So he's up there.
Well, so the coolest thing about what we do here is we just basically just sitting around talking about some really fun stuff, some cool stuff. And so David Gwaltney. So I've heard of your hot dogs, right?
That's been around for a little while.
Seen them. So his last name is spelled just like those great hot dogs.
Absolutely.
But the Gwaltney family has been in America since longer than America. Is that true?
Just about, yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, 1635 is kind of where it all started, with Thomas Gwaltney coming over to America, starting out, coming from Wales, and trials and tribulations.
That's right.
Moving forward, and going to a guy named P.D. Gwaltney that started the hog farm, had a little ham, cured, traveled around, went door to door, sold the hams.
It's literally in the blood.
Now it's here. I mean, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. Then it was sold to Smithfield Foods, and I think a couple $1 billion from just a little ham out of Smithfield, Virginia. Yeah,
unbelievable, unbelievable. So, family's been here for a long time. You have lived everywhere.
You could say that. Yeah,
everywhere. You've lived in California.
Yeah.
You currently reside in Central Florida.
Correct.
You're from Virginia.
757. That's correct.
Right. And when we came to see you in Virginia, when Ethan was just a little guy, which, by the way, that was probably our lowest point, and we couldn't have afforded a vacation had you not opened up everything for us and made that happen. Guys, let me tell you something. We went to the Smithsonian. He drove us to D.C., where we went to the Smithsonian.
Absolutely.
You and I have traveled all over these great United States. We've spent time in California. We've worked together. We've gone to Florida. We've done Universal Studios twice with our families now.
Yep. Yeah.
What else? Oh, in Virginia, you took us to. You and I went to a Yankees game at the new Yankee Stadium.
Absolutely.
That was my first time seeing that.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
We did the Geno versus
Pats.
Yes. In Philly,
Yep.
the cheesesteak challenge.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who I thought won.
I don't know, but your picture that you sent me, and I was going through it the other night, you had Geno's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, because of the picture, you did a little editing. You probably went with Geno's. Extra cheese, little cheese whiz on it.
The cheese whiz is unreal.
Yeah, no, I think Geno's had it. I think it took it.
Well, that's really cool. It's an unbelievable story how they're right across the street from each other, and you got to eat both. You can't just eat one.
You got to have both.
You got to have
absolutely.
both. So we did that. We stayed at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City.
Absolutely, former president.
Which was that was really cool. The boardwalk there. That was when the Boardwalk Empire was big on HBO. So they had all that set up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just an unbelievable set of memories from all over the place.
We've been around.
Really, really cool, man. So, interesting fact about David Gwaltney. So everybody, I don't know a lot about monster trucks, but I know what Gravedigger is, right? True or false? You drove Gravedigger.
True.
All right. I got to know about it. Tell us about it.
So my cousin Tom Barrett, said, hey, I got a gig. I needed a job. Got me into this thing called Gravedigger. So I went down the Outer Banks, got on the truck, started working on the truck, learning some stuff. Went on a couple shows, and then they needed a backup driver. So the driver, hey, I can't drive today, you drive. I got a truck, started driving. Won a couple meets, hung out. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One of the joys of my life.
That's unbelievable. We have a thing here at Team Hyder where it means a lot to us. We don't sell our shirts. They're all 100% given out for free. It's all about together we rise, and it's not just here in the offices. It's together we rise everywhere. Right. And one of the things that I ask everybody that has a shirt to do is when they wear it all across the United States to take photos and send them to us.
Correct.
I have a picture of a Team Hyder shirt with Gravedigger.
That's correct.
Courtesy of you.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
No, it was great. Dennis Anderson is the Gravedigger. He's
Absolutely.
the inventor of Gravedigger, but there was always 19, I think there's like 18, 19 trucks now. So anytime you go to one of those big shows, there's always a Gravedigger there.
That's awesome.
I think it's Clear Channel Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they run all that. Yeah.
Fascinating, dude. So, all right, two quick stories about Gravedigger. What is the coolest thing that ever happened to you while you're driving for that? And that could be like, well, so-and-so came and watched me drive and I met him after the show. It could be anything you want. And then the craziest thing that ever happened to you driving Gravedigger.
The greatest thing doing anything in a big platform is the kids, especially at that. Seeing kids, I know they always had the doors open a little bit early.
Here's the first one.
Absolutely.
So the kids made it for you.
Sign a little autograph,
Mm-hmm.
Talk to that child, that kid that could be sick or whatever was going on in their life, and just changing their minute or their 3 hours during that show, changing their life, for good. Like forget about everything else in the world, just be a kid. That's an awesome thing.
You gave them hope.
Absolutely.
Gave them hope. That's incredible. That's awesome, man. That was, I think, my favorite part about playing professional sports. Was even though, who was I? except for just a guy that played that night. But when there was a line of kids that with their baseballs and stuff, they just wanted in your baseball cards and they just wanted you to sign it. That was the coolest thing.
It's the greatest thing.
I would stay there till the last person left.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nobody's asking me for my autographs anymore, Fiona. Folks, I like giving autographs. So if you ask me, it's going to be a yes.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
All right. So what was the craziest thing that ever happened to you?
Craziest thing was a thing called carbon monoxide poisoning. So I got a little carbon monoxide poisoning. Next thing I know, I woke up in a helicopter. I guess they put the little needle in, and I was recorded. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything.
They say you were there.
Yeah, they said I was there. But I did get my first helicopter ride that I didn't have to pay. Because if you go to Disney, it's like $100 for 3 minutes. They take you up and they bring you right down. Mm-hmm. That helicopter ride was probably like 10 or 15 grand. But insurance.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have it.
But woke up and this chamber with this guy breathing, and it was a hyperbaric, some kind of chamber, dropping me different labels to get the carbon monoxide poisoning out of me. And I remember the pain. I remember if you were breathing wrong, you would start to bleed out of your nose. I remember the blood kind of stuff, but not trying to get gruesome, but it was just, it was a scary part.
Absolutely.
And I know they called my mom and my ex-wife, etc. Said, "Hey, just let you know, David's dead." That kind of thing. So that was kind of shocking.
So you were flatlined on. It says here you had flatlined for at least 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So you were out.
Little nap.
So all right, dumb question. When they, this is the kind of conversations that David and I have on a regular basis. So I'm like, all right, dude. So are you 9 minutes younger now than your actual birthday because you weren't there?
Great question. I don't know the answer to that. That might be a Google question later on.
Is that how you stay young? You flatline for the time adds up until you're a year younger. How do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how that works.
That's a great question. That's probably the best question of all time.
I don't know.
That's something I got to figure. I need to find out.
Well, folks, don't hold that against me. It's just a question. Just a question. All right. So you drove Gravedigger. You have you've reinvented yourself in sales multiple times. So interesting fact, folks. So David has a couple decades in the sales world.
Is it decades?
It says 20 years, so a couple decades, I guess. That's where my math's right. So 20 years, 20 years in sales, and the majority of that, the biggest lump of that was in vacation ownership, or what's known as timeshare, right? So Here's the thing. So we boast here at Team Hyder a lot of pretty large numbers from a team perspective. Yeah. Okay, team production, team sales, revenue, all those kind of things. But you're in a league of your own. It's a very elite league, a league I'm not a member of yet. I shouldn't say that. I need to go look into that. But you have personally, not team production, personal production, you have sold over $100 million.
That's 100% correct.
That's incredible, bro. That gets a hit for sure.
Yeah.
So, $100 million. You have been multiple times, numerous times, Salesman of the Year, and you've also led. You've led teams that have also won many awards as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, all right, because that's not what you're doing now.
No.
Right. But that is how I met you.
Yeah,
that's one of the ways that I met you. So we're going to tell that story in a minute. Well, let's just go there now. We'll go into the sales stuff in a little bit, right? So let's tell the folks how I met David Gwaltney.
All right.
Let's hear your side.
Well, my side was I came to Nashville. We're going to build a little resort. I think it was a $10 million hole. Mm-hmm. A little $10 million hole. And we have clients that come for these dinner parties and clients. I need some food. And you had a little restaurant. What's it called? What was the name of it?
The Frayed Knot.
The Frayed Knot. Yeah, it had the knot. You had the Wendy's.
Yes.
The Wendy's number 14 combo.
We did.
Yes.
Wendy's was next door, and the thing was, if you buy, we fly, and we would go get you a combo meal from Wendy's and bring it back and upcharge you for that.
There's nothing better than that. That's fantastic.
That gets a hit too.
Absolutely. So, someone said that you had little pizza bites, and it was fantastic. So, I talked to some manager there, and he said, you need to get with you. But he's DJing tonight at this place in downtown Nashville. And again, I'm new here. I ain't from around here. It's Nashville, right? So go find this place, park out in this parking lot. I did get a ticket that night for illegally parking.
They'll get you.
Yeah, they will get you. I have proof that you have a few of those. But anyways, so went up this hill thing, this place, and decades.
Yeah, retro nightclub.
Retro.
Killer place.
Absolutely. One of my favorite places.
It is my all-time favorite
Cherry Palms.
place. Unbelievable. So yeah, you approached me at the DJ booth.
Yep, that's it.
And you were talking about pizzas, and I was like, not right now.
Not right now. Yeah. So then I showed up at the Frayed Knot the next morning. You made me a pizza in the back. We made it. I can make anything I want. And that's how our relationship started, right there in the back.
That's it.
Yep.
And for what it's worth, we never did do, out of all the work we've done together, I don't think I ever sold you guys pizzas. That never happened.
I know I used to go in the back and make a pizza, but I never charged you. No, you never charged us. No.
Those were really good times. That was when Rhea and I were the businesses on paper, and the outsiders looking in were doing great, but we just really didn't know. I didn't know enough about finance to really know what to do with it. And we were all young and learned so much during that time. But damn, it was fun.
Had a great time.
It was amazing.
I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah. So because when I met you, you were at the top of your game. That was the highest point for you of your life at that time. Right?
The highest level, yeah.
So, because you had the car, the sports car, you had the Ferrari, the watch, the clothes, like it was
Breitling watch, the Cadillac, the clothes, everything.
Like most people, you do something great, and then you have setbacks, and you make some tweaks, maybe reinvent yourself, and come back stronger than the time before.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the key, is you got to do that every time you reinvent yourself and you come back. It has to be stronger. It has to be a better version than the past.
Yeah. Once you get a taste of it, you want it again.
Yep. So to quote the great Derek Jeter, once you have success, once you taste success, you can always draw from it.
Absolutely. That's strong.
The captain, baby.
He is.
The captain. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the sales game, because obviously what I met you, and there's no resort, so that didn't happen. And honestly, what really made my wife and I love you the most is like a whole lot of people lost in that due to some things that were out of people's control, and then some bad people that were involved.
Yeah.
Right. And I was too young to know. You probably were too. Trusted people. That's what good people do. Mm-hmm. And but the thing that my wife and I that really just always resonated and stuck with us is out of all the people that lost, you lost the most. You fell on the sword, like you took it. Mm-hmm. You protected everybody that you had brought in and worked with the most, the best that you could.
Loyalty is the most important.
So, folks, the one thing I can tell you that I'm sure of, and I'm sure there's some amazing people out there, but you're not going to find a more loyal person than the guy sitting across from me right now.
Thank you.
That is straight up. No matter what, any time, day, or what's going on in your life, if I called, it's like, hey, I need you here, you're there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter where it is. Mm-mm. Doesn't matter where it is. It's rare in life to have people that are like that, to be involved with and to call family.
100%.
It's awesome. So, and thank you for that. That's seriously.
No, I love you. If I could change anything, even losing everything, whether I could pick you and your family over hundreds of millions of dollars, I'd lose the $100 million. Money's just a tree. This, you can't buy it.
That's right. Money's just a tool.
It's just here. It's just, it comes from a tree.
That's right.
That's it.
So, all right, let's talk a little bit about some sales, shall we?
Well, I got to read. It's not a tree. It's cotton. Isn't it cotton?
What's that?
Isn't it cotton? The dollar bill. I said it comes from a tree.
I guess it is cotton.
I might have to Google that too tonight. That's going to be another Google quote.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have to ask Siri, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Well, so let's talk about some sales. Okay. All right. So
absolutely.
Selling $100 million and growing. That was spread out over some time, but not a long time, just some time. But like, obviously you got better at it as you did it. You learned a lot. Like, what would you tell? We have a lot of folks that are wanting to get in sales, new to sales, new business owners wanting to start their business. Just a lot of entrepreneurial people that are tuning into these things, right? So, what are some things that you might be able to, like to quote my buddy Brad Lee? As a matter of fact, it's his new book. If you hadn't bought it, you need to go get it. I did. But it's called Things I Learned the Hard Way So You Don't Have to, right? It's awesome. And I love Brad for that because that's what he's all about, is getting to the knowledge from the people who have it to the people, getting it to the people who need it.
Right.
Right. That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
I freaking love it. Yeah. So we're playing along with that.
Yeah.
We're doing that a little bit too. So what are some things that you would tell those folks that are either wanting to get into it or just starting out? Everybody that's just starting out, I guarantee they're having tough times. That's part of it, right?
So some of the biggest things in being successful, prime example, I am not where I'm at from not learning from people that were better than me. Today, I'm better than them by their knowledge that they've passed on to me and marinating it to where I'm at today. So when I first started in timeshare with a company called Fairfield, which no longer exists, the key thing that I asked for, and the reason I was hired, was because I said, who is your number one salesperson? And that director that day said, it's that guy right there. And that guy right there became one of my best friends.
There you go.
And success, you got to be around success.
That's
right.
If
you're not around success, there's no point. I mean, if you're just there, you're just there. You're just, no.
Well, what's the old saying that your parents said it? If you want to be the best bricklayer in town, if you want to be great at laying bricks, go hang out with the best bricklayer in town, right? That's what you got to do. 100%. Success hangs with success.
You know, a good old friend of mine said, it's just like baseball, you know. You got to count the score to win.
That's why you keep score, right?
Right. You got to keep score to win.
Because winning's important.
It's always important.
That's right.
Second, first isn't everything, but second sucks.
That's right. So if you're looking to get into it, whatever you're looking to get into, find somebody that's doing it successfully and learn from them.
Stay away from the naysayers. Stay away from the people that aren't, now I'm not saying they're not doing well. Everybody's got different things going on in their lives, but try to find out, weed through that. Find the person that has got a craft and learn their craft, but then marinate it with yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just planting seeds. Just grow your forest. Grow your crop.
I know that there's people that I love that I used to spend lots and lots of time with. I still love them. We're still close. I'd still be there for them, but I can't hang out with them on a regular basis because of exactly that. Like, what's the saying that we've dropped on here a couple times that I heard? The Lamborghini has 2 seats, the bus has 60. Right. So it's because like the majority of the people are the naysayers. Like, that's the thing, is like, there's a reason that the 99% and the 1%, it's such a drastic difference between the two, because most people, you got to be crazy to start a business.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to be crazy to go into sales.
It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So many people say, hey, I want to start my own business. But yet they're mad because they got to work 40 hours or 50 hours, or they had to stay an extra 2 hours. When you own your own business, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. There is no time off.
That's right. Well, I'm a husband. I'm a father. That's 24/7, 365. Right? Now, here's what I always tell my agents, because that's probably when people come here because they got tired of working for, I'm doing air quotes, the man, right? The man. They got tired of working for the man, but they come here to be different, to be in control of their time and their money, and they want to work the man's hours. I'm like, that don't work. That doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Controlling your time and your money is an unbelievable responsibility and gift at the same time. But
It's a responsibility. It sucks being an adult. You know,
until you're good at it.
Well, until you're good at it, but
yeah,
it sucks. It isn't like, mom and dad taking care of everything. Just playing ball. It's responsibility, but it's about being the best, and your life will determine what you do at work. That's
right. Well, I mentioned being a husband, father, 24/7, 365. It's what I tell my agents. Like, look, I'm a husband and a father right now, talking to you, sitting at this desk. I'm a husband and a father. I'm just not being one right now.
Right.
As a business owner, you never clock out. What are you clocking out from? Yourself? Like, I don't clock out from my family. I'm just not being. If the phone rang right now, hey, Ethan fell at school, we need you to get here, I'd be like, guys, I gotta go. I'd go be a father right then and there. It trumps everything. Just like if Christmas Day, the building's on fire here, the alarm's going off, I gotta deal with it. That's part of being a business owner, even though I wasn't working right at that moment, right?
Right.
That's probably like the biggest misconception you deal with, because you've trained a lot of salespeople.
Thousands.
Thousands.
So,
and we all, as a sales trainer, you and I see the same 10 things, maybe it's 5 things or 15 things. I haven't counted them, but it's the same things, no matter what industry, what area of the map you're in or anything. You see the same things amongst those people, the same problems.
Everything. Yep. All the time.
Commitment and consistency are the two that I see the most issues with.
It's drive. It's drive. I have friends that literally still call today asking for things, and it's great. It makes me feel great. I'm humble to that. That actually I could share some information to someone to make them better. The problem is they don't do the work after I tell them. So it's like dragging the horse to water. It doesn't drink. And it's consistently, and it's fine. But if you're going to call and ask for questions and stuff, don't ask for the same thing over and over and over.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. What are the people that, first of all, I'm a huge fan of the Ted Lasso show on Apple TV, right? Okay. And it's all about believing. It's all about believing. That we have the signs in the office from the show about believe. And what I tell the people before they ink a contract with us is, you say you want to make X, and I'm telling you that I have an outlet and a path and an opportunity and a track record of success that you can have that. The catch is, if you don't actually believe that you can do that, there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing.
Nothing. You have to believe that you can actually have it and accomplish it, right?
Right.
So, and why do you think it is that for me, honestly, a high percentage, I don't know exactly what it is, but more than half of the people that come in don't believe in themselves enough. They believe that they're better than where they were, and that's why they're here, because they're seeking something better. But they don't really believe. It'd be like if I'm programming my GPS and I just put a city in there instead of an actual address.
There's no excuses. It's lazy.
Lazy?
It's just lazy. It's just your training. Mm-hmm. Can you make someone better? Absolutely. But if they don't want to be better or they're negative, there's nothing you can do. They can want, I've talked to my daughter plenty of times. I want, Daddy, I want this, and this. Well, what are you doing to get it?
Yeah.
What are the steps that you want to do? Here's the path. This is what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Come sell real estate. Go do this. Da-da-da. No.
Yeah.
She's just not, and I'm not just saying that because she's my daughter, but I'm just using that for an example. And that's my blood,
right?
Right. So I'm not saying it's so much laziness, but it is, or is it not? I mean, I don't know.
Well, so we have there's a quote going around here that selling isn't scary. Selling something you don't believe in is what's scary.
Oh God, you have to believe in your product,
right?
You have to.
So, but Marcus Lemonis, the prophet, he says you got to have all great businesses have three things in common. They have great people moving a great product to the consumer through a great process. The three P's: people, product, process. Right. No matter how great the product or the process is, if the person that you are, if you don't believe in yourself, dude, it's the buck stops there. Right. I tell them all the time, this doesn't matter how great my training is or anything that we do for you. If you don't believe you can have it, if anything, you'll sabotage it.
Oh, you
to hold yourself back.
Sabotage, absolutely. Do it all day. You just got to take one thing of it and build that craft. Mm-hmm. It's not about practice. It's about perfect practice.
Yeah.
Perfect practice makes perfect play.
Okay. So I'll give you one on that one too. So when it comes to, I tell my people here, like, sales is a skill. It's a skill. Now, everybody sells. The moment you ask your parents for a cookie, you're selling them that they need to give you a cookie, right?
Right.
So we're all salespeople, period. Some of us can apply it in the workforce. So, like, you've obviously, not only have you sold a lot and generated a ton of revenue, over your lifetime, but, like, why were you good at it? Why do you think you were good at it? Why do you think you're still good at it?
I work hard.
Yeah.
Right? But not work hard. I work all night. Like, I'll wake up at 2:00 in the morning and write something down. Mm-hmm. I put stuff on the mirror.
Your brain never stops. I can tell you that.
It doesn't stop. It's just drive. Number one.
Yep.
That's it. That's all. And in the timeshare world is that. If you're not on the top of the board, what are you doing? You're just looking up. If you're at the top of the board, again, you got to be at the top of the board. There's nothing better than being at the top of the board. The rotation, you come and do what you want. You write your business, go home,
The everybody that achieves anything, they obviously had to have a target they were shooting at. And I use the analogy of baseball because it's familiar to me.
Yeah.
But the difference between a little league pitcher and a major league pitcher, besides age and velocity, is the little league pitcher is just trying to throw a strike. The big league pitcher is trying to throw a strike to a certain location in the strike zone. They can hit the smaller target. How do you know if you're good at shooting guns? You can hit a target. Right. So it's the same thing in business. You got to have destinations, milestones to measure. How do you improve anything you don't measure?
Correct.
Right. So you've always been really good at setting goals for yourself. I don't even know if you realize you're doing it sometimes, but every time I talk to you, you know your numbers better than anybody, and you know where you're going. You know your destination to know if you did your job or not.
Right.
Like, you kill it at that. Like, you woke up this year, you were getting into real estate, which we're going to talk in a minute because you're freaking killing it at that, right? But you knew exactly before you ever became a real estate agent what you were going to make, what you need to make this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's how you knew what you had to get up and do every day.
And the thing is, with me, I set the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't reach it. I didn't reach my goal this year. Did really well. Fantastic. Crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hit my goal. I hit my monthly goals. And that's the key thing to keeping you positive, is always setting a weekly goal or an every 2 weeks or a monthly goal just for yourself. Now, you can have the big dream, the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, I want the mansion, I want the helicopter. Am I going to hit it? I've tasted it before. So right. I want that. I want it again. So I set that expectation. Sometimes you fall short, just sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do, just get back up the next month, hit again. I always hit my goals, But again, if you fail it, you got to double it for next month.
There you go. Well, so first of all, that's exactly the number one skill of anybody that's successful, is they rack up wins on a regular basis. That's called momentum. Mm-hmm. And when you are racking up wins, that becomes a habit. Losing is a habit just like winning is, and it's one or the other.
Yeah, if you don't lose, you're not, you got to lose. Everybody has to lose every once in a while.
Sure. Nobody's undefeated in anything.
No, not even Tom Brady.
That's right. Not even Tom Brady.
Right. So you just got to learn from those things and get better.
Yeah.
And it's working that craft.
So you rack up the wins. So you have small goals. As a matter of fact, the small goals is what equals the dream, right? So that's the math. That's a mathematical equation. Is goal plus goal plus goal plus goal, infinity times equals dream. And you're really good at setting goals where your goals are, if everything goes right, you hit them. But if sometimes there's things that turn up that happen that you can't control, the uncontrollables. And even if you don't hit your goal and you fall a little short, you still did better than you needed to.
Right. Yeah, the reason for some of the things this year for my goals was because it was stuff that I couldn't control.
Right.
Appraisals, defaults, different stuff like that,
Absolutely.
Appraisals, and stuff like that in real estate. But I've had a great team that has helped me, first year real estate. It's my first year. It's, 8 months, 9 months. It took me 20 years to do this, but I mean, hey, I'm here. I did it. I passed it. But I've had help, so I got with the best. And my cousin is the best in the country. He truly is. He's got his different ways. He's
surrounding yourself with the best.
I mean, I could go to real estate company all over. I mean, I get calls all the time. But I mean, it's family one. It's always good to be with family, right? But in the overall, he's the best in Florida. He is. His numbers don't lie.
That's right.
And he showed me a lot of things, and I've learned. And then with Misty and just the team, and and I pass my timeshare stuff over for us, how to close inside the house.
Sure.
Most people think it's just you open the door and you sell the house. Well, it is. But you got to get them in the picture. Will your kitchen table fit here? How's your TV? Are you going to have Christmas here? Where's your tree? Things to get that customer in the picture.
We got to stay right there, because that is when you set a goal. Like a big house isn't a goal. Like that house, and even that's not a goal. Like, what color is the paint on the walls? Like Brad always says, like, if you want a jet, cool. What color is the seat leather on the seats? Is your name engraved in the seats?
Right. What's your initials on the seat? That's the key.
All right. So again, like, that's how good you are at that.
Well, it's third level. It's third and fourth level of sales. One, they want to buy a house. How much do you have? What are you looking for? Let's find it, and then let me intensify it.
There you go. Might have to say that one again in a little bit. That's good. That's real good. So again, you have a process,
an SOP. Everybody has an SOP, whether they know it or not. They have you got an SOP every morning.
Absolutely.
Standard operating process, procedure, whatever sales. You got to wake up. You got a process in the morning.
That's right.
You do some certain things. Well, you got some more kisses in the morning. You got 2 beautiful girls with you.
That's right.
So you got an extra kisses in the morning. But you got your coffee. You drink your bottled water, you do your lemons, and then you go to your Gatorade. No, you go to your coffee.
Yep.
And you got your process.
You got to have a routine.
So you got to have a routine. If you get a routine, it'll change everything. Just get a routine.
All the great people that, just because of the internet, we have access to so much information that we didn't have before. You can actually hear like The Rock or Elon Musk or anybody who's anybody, just say like what they do. All of them wake up early. They all wake up extremely early to just like do things to get momentum rolling in their favor before they ever deal with the outside world.
Meditation, going to the gym. As you can tell, I haven't followed the gym process, but it's hard. It's hard. That's some of the things I fail. Do I want to go to the gym? Do I want my 6-pack? Absolutely. I live in Florida. You know?
Well, that's those things. But again, like we're always reinventing ourselves and improving. And that's just another thing on your list, a target that you will hit.
I gotta, just like your dad. What was he when he's 60? He benched 300. He had a goal.
So
65.
Yes, when it was 60, and he had one for 60 and 65, and back then we worked out all the time.
How old is he now? About 100?
Yeah. Well, so I asked him what did the Big Bang sound like.
I wonder.
So
write that down. I bet he knows.
He probably does. We ask him all the time, like, what was it like to actually hear Jesus?
Hanging
preach.
out with Jesus.
Yeah. Dad is 72 years. He's 72 years young. Obviously, both my parents look incredible. Neither one of them look their age. They're the same age, or 72. But Dad has always been in incredible shape. As a matter of fact, he's only been sick twice that I've ever known him, that I've ever known of. Now,
Same with my father.
I'm sure they got sick.
One night in the hospital.
But
your dad had a specific goal. He wanted to bench like 300 or 400 pounds and hit it.
Dad is short. He's like 5'9", 5'10". He's not. I'm taller than him, but like, to out bench press him was a task, and I couldn't do it until I was a professional athlete the first time I out bench pressed my father. But he was At 60, it was, I'm pretty sure I know he was still bench pressing 305, 6 times, 3 times a week. But his goal was I remember we watched the NFL Combine and they do 225. And most of those guys were like 20 times, whatever. He was like, shoot, by 65th birthday, I'm going to do that 25 times. Dude, he kept on going.
Yeah.
He just kept on going.
I remember you sending the video. And I was like, "God, there's, I hear you, Pop."
Dude, it's like all of our we're very blessed. All of our my parents, my step parents, my in-laws, they're all amazing,
Right.
So amazing and supportive, but like they've all like lived great lives, lived by great examples. They all look great. All of them look great. And hopefully we can keep that streak going.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a hit streak there.
All right, so you have transitioned. Oh, hold on. Interesting fact. Before you got into the world of timeshare, you've always been a little bit ahead of your time. And just like me, how do you know what something's worth when you don't know what it's worth? Especially when you're young and things like that. So you are helped pioneer a product that is, hold on, I've got some notes here. Let me see here. So it was an app. So what year was this, first of all, that this app was created?
Well, it was actually created. There wasn't an app. It was just an advertisement for like a travel club.
Okay.
Travel agency thing.
Travel agency thing. Those aren't popular at all today, are they?
No, not dinosaur. It's over.
So, you helped, you designed that platform that most people use as their traveling agent. And still today.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, if they watch TV tonight, they'll probably see a commercial for it.
That is correct.
And you helped design it. You sold it for $25,000.
It was 25, and it was split. We and a buddy.
Split 2 ways. Which at that time that was probably like an ungodly amount of money.
Huge. It was huge. Minimum wage was like $2.15 an hour back then.
So
$4.
And now it's a $7 billion with a B dollar company.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It probably. I mean, yeah.
$7 billion company.
Yeah.
We can't say
no.
the
yeah.
name.
Well, no. But yeah. Yeah. I know the guys out of Seattle, Washington. And just took it, and it was sold to a friend, and then that was it.
It's awesome.
That was it. Yeah.
It's a great story. I'm sure you wish you still had a piece, but at the time, you wouldn't be where you're at today if it wasn't for that $25,000 buyout. To buy and sell, to create and sell anything for a profit, to sell a company is a job well done.
Oh, absolutely. If you make a profit, a profit's a profit.
Dude, and to create something that somebody else wants to buy, I mean,
it makes you feel good.
Very few people do that.
Yep.
Very few people create something that people consume, especially, I mean, by the millions worldwide.
Or billions.
Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. So you made the transition from the last time you reinvented yourself. You got into real estate. In real estate, you were kind of in real estate before when you were talking developing things and the stuff that you came here when I met you. But real estate's something both of us have always talked about wanting to get involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. Always wanted to get into real estate.
And the joke around here, so obviously in the world of health insurance, we do pretty well. We do pretty dang good. We're extremely blessed. We've been surrounded by great people and done great with our opportunity. But you have to pass tests, state administered exams. Yeah. To get these, you have to have a license to do what you do and what I do, right? So the running joke around here is taking tests was never something I was good at. The good news is how well you take a test really doesn't equate to how much money you can make.
No.
And how successful you can be. That's the good news. But who do you think owns the record? So you took the real estate exam, we'll just say multiple times, like I took the health insurance and the life insurance exams multiple times. Who do you think owns the record for that? Like, do they still send you a Christmas card like they do me?
If I called Guinness, I bet I could get a plaque.
You think you could get it?
I 100% know I could get the plaque.
So I only know one
person.
Anybody
that knows me knows that I would get the Guinness Book of World Records of taking the real estate test in any place, from Arizona to New York, to New Jersey, to Virginia, to North Carolina, to California. I've never had it, and I've always been in real estate.
Yeah.
But the key thing this time was I had to. changing my mindset, right?
Yep.
I had to have it.
Yep.
That's what I want to do. COVID hit. It was a blessing. Everything's got its pluses and its minuses. Everything.
Right.
You
So
know?
some of the greatest, going from the song, the greatest things that happen sometimes are the things that you want most that don't happen. Those are the greatest gifts you can get.
Oh, absolutely.
The unanswered prayers.
Yep.
Right. Thank you for that one, Garth. Right. Yeah. Unanswered prayers. So, first of all, I got being able to work with you, like, especially when it comes to sales, but more importantly, like how you treat your clients, like the relationships that you have with your people. So we franchised. We had a company here in Nashville, a marketing company that did really, really well. And you were the guy that helped us actually franchise it in a couple of different cities. So we had one in San Diego.
Correct.
Which, and then we had 2 or 3 in Virginia, right? Hampton Roads.
Well, Williamsburg,
Yep.
Newport News,
Yep.
and Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Yep.
Yep. And you helped, so I got to work with you. I got to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Because you and I traveled to all these places
Right.
to meet these were your contacts, and you helped us set them up and then work together. And I'll be honest with you, looking back, I thought I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing.
Who did, right?
So, and I was lucky to have some great business partners that did.
Right.
That did, and then I had you, who could sell and introduce us to folks, right? So, but folks, I got to witness it. I got to be a part of it. I got to be right there with it. And dude, I don't know if you know this, but I learned a lot I paid attention to everything, and I still use some of the tactics that you used when we were doing those. But the one that sticks out the most, every time we went to seriously, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. When David walked up to somebody that we were pitching to be a client, like, it was high fives. I'm like, it was like you just had lunch yesterday, or you had just played pickup basketball on the court.
The front is the most, especially like in your business. Mm-hmm. You got 5 seconds to create a relationship.
That's right.
I mean, literally.
That's right.
That's it. It's over. That lead's gone.
Yeah.
You got to make a friend, You got to do the steps.
They got to know your intentions.
Absolutely. You got to give good vibes. You got to feel good. You got to get good rest. You got to get good sleep.
Yeah.
You got to meditate. Something. You got to do something that makes you feel good.
Right. That's right.
And going into that, feeling good won't give no bad,
Yeah.
the juju stuff. Right?
Quick little story from when we were in San Diego, which I had never been to California until that time. So I had the best hamburger I'd ever had.
Yes, you did.
At is that company still around?
Yes, the one that we actually
Bareback.
Yes. Yep. It's still there.
They're still there. Yep. Best hamburger I'd ever had at the time.
Absolutely.
But like, so, and I'd never been to San Diego. So like, first of all, I got sunburned.
You didn't know about the equator.
No, it was like 70 degrees, perfect. Like, you couldn't tell the difference between inside and outside.
You were red Solo Cup that day.
I was a red Solo Cup that day, and it was just because it never rains there. So like, we would leave our laptops out on the table overnight and just go inside and go to sleep.
That's it, done. Yep.
So it was absolutely paradise on earth, which was amazing. However, we went to a party there. Like, it was like you see on TV, like this mansion with the infinity pool that, like, it was on a cliff that overlooked
all the hang gliders.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And your boy was DJing that party, which is so cool.
And the owner, the BMW's daughter or whatever was, it was big time.
It was big time.
It was huge.
It was big time. That was like, we still have videos from that party, but like, honestly, looking back now, I didn't realize what it really was.
That was huge.
What it was that we were doing.
That was a huge party. Like, that's entourage. Like,
yes,
that's TV.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a TV party.
Like, so they do exist. We witnessed it firsthand.
We did. Yes,
it was unbelievable.
Absolutely.
But that just goes to show you how. Again, these are people that were there to pitch on something new, something that had really never been done before. It was when online marketing, having a digital presence, was first becoming important.
Something, yeah, right.
We go there to pitch all these people this stuff, and that's what we're doing. Well, we got to call that work for a few days.
And it was a big. There was probably $100 million. There was $1 billion just on the left side of the pool.
At least
minimum.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And at the time, I probably didn't even have $1,000 in my bank account. You know what I mean? We didn't own anything.
Just hanging out. How y'all doing?
So lucky for me, you had made some good acquaintances and had some success.
Rolodex is key.
That's
And in
context.
sales. Contacts.
Contacts equal contracts.
Correct.
Interactions lead to transactions.
Correct.
So, you're in real estate now.
Yeah.
Something you've always wanted to do. And in your first year, just a couple of statistics that I was able to track down here. So first of all, $1 million producer, like most people don't do that in their first year. You did it. You haven't even done it a year yet. So as a matter of fact, it's second quarter next year when you will be there a year. Is that about right? About April?
Yeah.
So he's still in his first year. He has your team leader down there.
Some days.
Some days.
Some days.
So working with a lot, but you were with the number 11 small team in sales in the country with Remax, right? Which is the Barrett team in Highlands County, Florida.
Correct.
With Remax Reality Plus. So awesome stuff. We've FaceTimed a lot when you're doing some stuff down there. You guys got a really good vibe, really good culture happening down there. So you're having a lot of fun. My note is that it only took you 20 years to pass your real estate exam. So that's why he's killing it, because you're making up on lost time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But so let's talk about some of the things that you've accomplished since you got into that. Because so first of all, being a real estate agent's not easy because you only sell a house if somebody wants you to sell their house.
Correct.
So those are called leads. Okay. So generating leads is one of the hardest things to do in business. That's why people market. That's why people spend however much they spend for a 60-second long commercial in the Super Bowl. That's called marketing. Really, really good marketing.
Really good marketing.
Direct target marketing, right?
Done.
So you sold a whole lot of houses in your first 8 months.
Yeah.
So how in the world did you, first of all, let people know that you were in real estate, and how did you start getting people trusting you to find and sell their homes?
Well, the main thing is, again, the Barrett team, Tom, my cousin, right, providing me with the opportunity to have leads and to go out and trusting me from my past experience being in timeshare. So off the front, it's the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. The back end stuff where you got due diligence, inspections, and you got these things called termites and good stuff like that, and lenders and underwriters, that's the problem.
There's a whole lot of people that can get in the way.
There's a whole bunch of puzzle pieces that aren't going to that may not show up for your puzzle at the end.
Okay,
that's for sure. So learning some things from Tom, but also taking my real estate timeshare background, putting the front end. The front end's easy. Making a friend, right?
Yep.
Kiss, keep it simple, stupid.
We have FaceTimed when you're in the middle of. I've talked to your clients.
Yeah, my clients love me, and I've had two crazies, but other than that, we all have our days, right? Mm-hmm. But I have a relationship with that family where they can come to my house. They'll invite me to their house. It's about connecting with the individual in that family.
He said it like the same thing 6 different ways. It's all about the relationship.
It's right up front.
Right. And dude, it takes work. All right. So I'm guilty of, I've buried myself I put my head down, chasing some dreams, chasing some goals. And I haven't been as good at some personal relationships as I should be. Like I haven't taken enough time out just for myself. As a matter of fact, when my wife was on, we talked about it, how if I'm not hanging out with my kids or working, I may hang out with my guy friends 2 or 3 times a year. It's usually with you and Chris and Jordan. We take our little annual trip every year for a couple of days, which we got to plan that.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
It is.
But dude, outside of that, like I'm bad about that. And like the reason that our relationship has remained as strong as it has for so long is because I'll be honest with you, honest with everybody, it's the work that you've put in to maintain that. I'm guilty of the fact that I don't do enough. I don't check in enough. I don't do those things that matter. And when you come in town, it's always like, I got to be better at that. When I come to see you, it's always like, I got to be better at that. So I'm making a commitment right now in front of all the folks.
Oh,
I'm making it right now.
Let me get a contract.
I got to work on this. I got to work on this. I got to be better. My personal relationships can't. There's room. You can have it all. I truly believe you can have it all if you're willing. I just got to make the process where I can do it.
Process is everything. You create a process, it'll work.
Yeah, but the better your relationships in your personal life, I believe, the better they're going to be in your professional. I think there's a lot of common ground there.
A lot of merit to that.
So
Absolutely.
that is, I mean, you have literally sold somebody their dream house and lined them up with me to have their dream job. That's happened a couple times.
Yeah, we had a client that bought a house. They were looking for a new career.
Seriously, who tells the real estate agent they're looking for a job? Who does that? First, because the real estate agent's usually going to run anyways. Right. Oh, wait, you don't have a job?
Right. No.
Wait, you're not going to get proof.
They can buy something. We'll get them something.
But you found them a job to make sure that they could pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wife had a good job. COVID kind of hurt that family a little bit. Mm-hmm. They came out. Yeah.
So
that's what it's about. It's about building relationship. That relationship is the only thing that's key in the beginning. Because at the end, they'll let me watch their kid.
That's right. That's right. Well, off topic, quick question. So you mentioned COVID a second ago. Mm-hmm. How's that affecting the world of real estate, especially down in Central Florida?
What's COVID?
That's what I thought.
It's Florida.
That's what I thought.
We're open.
It's like that here in Nashville. Like the real estate market is crazy.
There's either a red Solo cup or a blue Solo cup.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a bad thing. God bless everyone that's lost their lives or whatever, have been affected with it negatively.
Sure.
It's definitely a disease. It's definitely out there.
But it hadn't affected the real estate.
No.
In
no.
Florida.
Most people, with it being out there and they're shutting down so much stuff, people are flooding down there.
Yeah.
And we're, in Highlands County, Miami could take a hit. Tampa could take a hit. Orlando. Again, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Highlands County doesn't. Our price medium.
Yeah.
Most people retire there. When you Google, price points, 200,000, it's going to take you to my county. Mm-hmm. And Tom set that thing up where his leads come right in. Doesn't matter what you look for. If you look for a $200,000 house, it's taking you to Highlands County. There ain't nothing in Orlando. There ain't nothing here for $200,000. You can't buy a shed with a fence around it.
No, you couldn't even buy. You couldn't even bring a container and drop it on there for $200,000 here.
So again, it's all about positioning. Well, Tom has positioned himself to where he's at, but it's easy. Mm-hmm. It's just, can you make it easy, but can you make it really profitable?
Right.
Profitable is doing the extra.
That's that process.
Yep, absolutely.
That's
the
process.
key. Follow up. Give referrals. Referrals are key. Referrals, because in Florida, you can't buy me lunch. You can't give me $1. I lose my license. It's called a kickback.
Right.
But you can send me a referral, and that's the greatest bonus ever.
That's the greatest compliment a customer can give you.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we love those here at Team Hider too. We love
a referral.
Our referrals.
And if you take care of the people, somebody will send you something. If you just talk to 10 people and love them and hold their hand to the finish line, one of those 10 will send you somebody. That's free money. It's free. Send a postcard. Do your follow-up. Follow-up is key.
And at the least, you let somebody know you care, which is going to make them feel better. Period. Absolutely.
Even if you have to move people into a house at 1:00 in the morning because their helpers didn't show up.
You have done that.
I have. Yes, I have. My back will tell you.
How many people can say their real estate agent helped them move in? Now everybody's going to be expecting that from you now, so we got to make sure that they understand that.
Cut that out. Make sure you cut that part out about me.
Handle your business, but that just goes to show you, like I said, when you need him, he's there.
Yep. That's all that matters.
When you need him, he's there.
Yep.
And that's how you've made everybody feel like that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And that's why you've been able to. So he reinvents himself over and over again, but that's the common.
Well, it's
that's the foundation.
Yeah, but it's like being at top. But the key thing that I've always said since day one that I got into timeshare is always let them underestimate you. until it's time for you to be estimated.
Mm.
You know?
That's right.
You're just Joe Smo. Boom.
As Pop used to say, coaching our baseball team, he's like, don't run your mouth. Let the bats do the talking.
All day long. That's the oldest saying in the world. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Let the bat. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's he said that right after the Big Bang.
So Big Bang, Jesus, God, everything, Moses.
He was there. He was there. It's all true because he was there. He saw it.
I can't contest it. I mean, I believe it. Absolutely.
I'm going to get him on and have to apologize for this, and I'm going to pay for it later. He probably can still whoop me.
Well, here's the thing. You do have a nice little show. You got some great followers. The Hitstreak fans, the family of Hitstreak is fantastic. I don't think you'll ever be bigger than your dad.
Probably not. Probably not.
No, it's not probably. You can't.
Well, he's been helping me. Some of the we got some amazing people that he's helped me confirm that are going to come on the show.
But you haven't been on Barstool Sports.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's right.
Pops has been on Barstool.
He
Nothing against, Dave Pont, all the Hitstreak's fantastic. Your dad has been on Barstool.
So Fiona, we work a lot on YouTube and all the digital platforms. Would you believe that my father has close to 3 million views on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Would you believe that? Now, it's not under his profile. So long story short, and I'll let him tell the story when he comes on, but a company shows up at the ballpark and says, "Hey man, we'd love to shoot some how-to videos," because Dad was a prominent baseball instructor and coach in quite frankly the highest levels of travel baseball there are. They showed up and said, "Hey, what could we do for you that you would do some how-to videos for us?" And he said, "Just film my events for me so I can provide them to the coaches." Cool. So they did. I mean, it was probably 100, like how to throw a curveball, how to hold a baseball bat all day long. And then they took those things with his permission and ran them, and they've been viewed millions of times. So the way that I found out is one time I just went on YouTube and just Googling yourself and family like you're supposed to do all the time, and like I looked at his YouTube, and one of those videos had like 30,000 views on it. I was like, what? So I looked at the next one, and it was like 50,000, and then again 100,000. There's some with multiple hundreds of thousands of views on these videos. And I called him. I was like, "Dude, did you know that, like, have you ever got a YouTube check before? Like, what's going on?"
Right.
He was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I saw him at the ballpark and I showed him the videos, and he was like, "What?" He didn't even know.
That's crazy.
He didn't even know.
That's crazy.
So that obviously that those videos are out there.
We might have to switch the rollout. We have to put Pop up there, put Pop back there. He's blowing up.
But if you put, and this was years ago. This was a few years ago. If you put, but if you Google Mickey Hyder and look at those videos, and you'll see him in baseball pants. It was before the facial hair. He had a full baseball uniform.
Wonderful.
And there's tons of them, and that's how he made it on Barstool. Yep. Was one of those videos made it on Barstool. Yep. He didn't know he was on Barstool.
That's crazy.
I had to tell.
I love it.
And it was a friend of mine that saw it and sent it to me.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. So let's see. What else? What else would you like to get into today, David?
I mean, well, the main thing is with your group, with your family, the Hitstreak family, is you're helping so many people start their career, job opportunity. I mean, the people are looking for good careers and jobs, 6-figure incomes.
Oh, we got big goals for 2022, man.
You have a path that takes those people there, if they have the will, if they have the drive, and if they're not lazy. And you give them all the tools to get anything they want.
David, what we got coming down the line, like the stuff I was showing you later about with the virtual training.
Yeah.
The people that we've been fortunate enough to work with and partner with. I mean, we've been very blessed to date so far, but like I'm so excited about all the stuff we're going to be working on next year.
22 is going to be huge.
It is going to be real big. And it's now, I was telling you earlier today, like some of the VT that we got to shoot all that. It's going to take me 3 months to shoot it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of work to do this stuff, but that's what it is. Not everybody's looking for the easy way to make $100,000.
There it is. Looking for the easy way. It don't happen.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, if there was an easy way to do it, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Right.
I'd be doing
It's either a lot of your inheritance, all the rest you got to work for it.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. And that's what makes it worth it though. Is when you have it is because it wasn't easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it.
And everybody would have it.
Everybody would have it. That's right. And let's we say it all the time. There wouldn't be good without evil. There wouldn't be light without dark.
Yep.
Wouldn't be rich without poor.
Got it.
You gotta have something to measure. There wouldn't be the iPhone without the Android.
Right.
I'll let you guys decide which one is the which one is the bad out of those two. The evil. But like that's the thing is like folks, there's no easy way to become quote unquote like rich, financially rich, wealthy. That's right.
Wealthy's when your kids can live off of your money.
Generational wealth. That's right. Now, I've heard another definition of wealth that I like. So rich means you have a lot of money. Wealth means you have a lot of time. Mm-hmm. That's really good too, right? So if you think about it, so like that's we talk about Dale. We said it when on episode 1, the pilot, when he was in here. Dale, I can't say I do or don't have more money than him. Dale retired from a great career and is set up, man. But Dale's definitely wealthier than me because he definitely has more time than I do.
His golf game shows.
That's right.
Proves that.
But that's why you try to get rich is to create wealth.
And to have time.
That's it.
Lots of time.
To get time.
That's hard.
Well, all right. So let's talk about some of your goals for 2022 that you can talk about. Right. So what are some things that you're going after right now? Some things that you learned? Because folks, like seriously, he's 8 months into his real estate career. In your first year of anything, a year is 12 months. I tell that to agents sometimes that are slow starters. You said you wanted to make $100,000 in a year. You've been here 6 months. Like, how do you know you're not going to hit it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you.
So stay the time. So you haven't been here a year yet, and you've blown away most people's first year goals. So what are some of the things that you're going to try to accomplish in 2022?
So one of the main things is setting up a branch, another branch.
Scaling?
So, yeah, absolutely. And try to figure out, well, I've already figured out, we just got to implement the puzzle, is how we can get multiple people involved in one real estate and show them how to be successful in real estate, but also how I can get paid off of them in real estate.
Absolutely.
Long-term residual income.
Because you're investing in those people.
Correct.
Right. You're investing into their success, and that's why you invest is for a return.
And that's the hungry, greedy side. But other than that, it's changing people's lives so they can be successful, so they can pay their mom's house off or buy their daughter their Hot Wheels, that $400 Jeep, those things are expensive. Remote control.
They add up.
They're $400.
They add up.
So just getting somebody where they can, take care of their life or change someone's life for the good. And then they take that and passing it on and passing on your word to somebody's inspiration forever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How are you going to be remembered when you're gone?
Ooh. That's one. So, scaling is you're going to start putting infrastructure in to scale. That's what you're doing in 2022.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And obviously you were talking about the training and the investments that you make in those people. It is a big deal, man. You mentioned the greedy side. So first of all, I'm a big believer. I was always, the way I was brought up, like, there's a new Christmas movie out this year. Called 8-Bit Christmas. It's phenomenal. It's based in 87, 88, the year of the Nintendo. Right. It's based around that. And they just nailed the middle class, how the parental dynamics worked and all that kind of stuff. But in the 80s, when I grew up in the middle class, you heard we can't afford that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. We can't afford that. It costs too much. There was a lot of limits that were placed on finance. Now, on one hand, it taught me the value of a lot of things, but there was also some things that I had to outgrow myself, some limits that I had put on myself, like, to get out of the middle class, I had to do something different. And now my family, my parents weren't necessarily raised in the middle class. That was a step up for them. It's my job to take it a step higher. Like people, saying all that to say that a lot of people can villainize money. They can make money the bad guy. And been referencing Brad a lot lately, but he said the other day, he was talking about that. He's like, if you take a bad person and give them money, they'll be worse. But if you take a good person and give them money, they'll be better.
Right.
Money doesn't ruin people. It brings out who they actually are.
Who they truly are. Yeah.
Right. So, I love the fact that like the more we make, the more we can give, the more we can do, the bigger difference we can make. My old pastor taught me, he said, everybody can give time, Nick. Not everybody can give money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they stand up at the pulpit on Sundays and they talk about the tithes and offerings every single week, right? Nobody says like, who's going to sweat for us tomorrow?
Right.
It's always like, what can you give financially?
Correct.
Because you got to have it to operate.
Yeah.
It absolutely matters, right? So, what are a couple things? So you're a big giver. Like
100. I feel better when I give.
Like, if you don't have anything else to give, you give your blood.
Last week.
All the time. Like clockwork.
Right.
You give your blood. You're always giving.
You have to.
When you showed up off the plane today, you had stuff to give.
Automatically.
Every time.
Yep.
Never fails. So, but you didn't know that this question was coming. It's totally off the cuff. Are there any things that stand out to you that you've been able to do, fortunate enough to give, that just made a big difference? Maybe in somebody else's life, but also yours. And you've given, and honestly, dude, you've given so much. Like I've stayed at your parents' house, I've stayed at your friends' houses with you. Like you've always rolled out the red carpet for me anytime we went anywhere.
No, absolutely, because you do it for me.
You know it.
If I'm in trouble or anything like that, you would be there.
Absolutely.
The some of the big things is, lately it's, we're going into Christmas. We're going into the holidays. Timeshare.
Yep.
Slow season in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Slow season in certain spots. Plus they're coming out of that COVID stuff and they can't get tours and different stuff. Aren't people vacation? They are. But it's nice that I've put enough away. I've worked hard my whole life.
Yep.
Where if someone calls me, Dave, Christmas is going to be a little bit short this year. Can you help me out?
Mm-hmm.
Cash App. And it's not about that person. It's about knowing that the person I'm giving the money to, because I've been in that spot. I've been at the Days Inn.
There you go.
I slept in the roach-infested hotel.
You did.
I slept in a roach-infested hotel.
You did.
Off of Briley Parkway.
Yep.
After that flood, and God, that was terrible for this city. And the city is strong. Nashville's strong, 100%. Rose back up and back to normal, kind of thing. But I've been in that shoes where I needed to call people, and they helped me to get to where I needed to be. Because there was months I didn't have money for nothing. You guys were there. You didn't have a lot.
Yep.
And I had to take care of my team. I never say employees.
Sure, absolutely.
It's always your team member. Because if they're employees, then you're not. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Team members. They're always your team.
Teammates matter.
Absolutely, not employees. If you have employees, you shouldn't be the boss.
Employees don't get remembered.
No.
Teammates always get remembered.
Always. Yes.
Right? We played on a team together. I still, like, all the guys that I played sports with, those were teammates, man.
That's it.
That means something.
Yeah. Ride and die. That's it.
Yeah, man. That's big. That's big. So, David, we could talk about, there's so many stories, so many things that.
We could sit here for months. Take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Nashville, I am the Wiffle Ball world champion.
Yeah.
No.
We do. All right. We can talk about that for a minute. We can tell the folks a little bit about that. So, we have had some unbelievably competitive wiffle ball games, on some of the best and worst tennis courts Nashville has to offer.
Yes. Yes.
And these are intense now.
3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, snowing, rain, 200 degrees, getting chased by dogs. It's, yeah. There's some wiffle balls.
That's right.
Still not been found.
We have, and to play competitive wiffle ball, you're basically throwing air. It's not like it's worse on your arm to throw a wiffle ball than it is a baseball as hard as you can.
You can't feel your arm for 2 days.
No.
It's hard to eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And that's the quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Really.
It is, yes.
Play wiffle ball with one of your best friends at 3 o'clock in the morning in a tennis court while some lady's trying to go to sleep yelling at you. No disrespect to whoever that lady was. We do apologize.
We didn't know any better.
We didn't know any better. We were kids. But that's priceless. You got to have that. And if you don't have that, that's where you lose.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but you got to have that. If you don't have time for yourself, all this is,
That's right.
It doesn't mean anything.
That's right. That's right.
When you get flatlined, because we're all going to flatline.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. You can hear to a certain degree,
Okay.
but your life does flash in front of you for that 2 or 3 minutes that you still have oxygen in your brain.
Yeah.
So whatever you do in life, make sure it's good, because that's your last movie.
That's your last movie. So
That's your last Yellowstone.
one of my favorite
Last episode.
One of my favorite poems, and it's used at probably 5 out of 10 funerals, if not more, is the dash, right? And it's basically saying that there's a number at the beginning and the end, but the dash represents who you were and what you did.
Right.
The dash. So like, how will people remember your dash? Is basically what it comes down to, right?
Yep.
Super powerful. I remember the first time I heard it was at, I want to say it was for one of my grandparents. Just made a big difference on my life. But that is, I was going to ask you about that. So you flatlined for 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes. I was going to ask you about that because people tell stories about that kind of stuff all the time. And by the way, Pop just walked by the studio door just a second ago.
Smell dirt.
Yeah,
Dirt.
when we get out of here, we're going to have to say hello. But so let's talk about that for a minute. For when you flatline, so you said you can hear and like your life flashes before your eyes.
Now, I don't know what it's like if you got hit by a tractor trailer at 80 miles an hour, or you got shot in the head or something dramatic where it took your whole head.
Right.
But far as the oxygen in your brain, to what I can remember, you can still hear.
Okay.
Your body knows that you're dying.
Okay.
You go to like it's like a 5 or 6D. Like right now we're 3D.
Okay.
Right? Could you imagine this 6 times?
No, but that's interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So when you go down that path, there is no light.
Right.
And my grandma, till this day, God rest her soul, she said, "Well, you're going to hell. You ain't seen no light." I was like, "What do you mean? You didn't see that you're going to hell?" No. The light. And I'll go all in. I'll put all the chips on the table.
Okay.
The light is that light that you're on the table. And when you're on the operating table,
Yeah.
you got a car accident or had a heart attack.
You can't see nothing. It's just
that light, because if you're not asleep, your eyes aren't rolling back, but you still can see light.
yeah.
The key thing to this whole process is that you know you're dying. You know it, and it's upsetting. You cry inside. I cried inside. I can remember that much. But you know you're dying. And I don't know if there was no out-of-body experience. There was no float, and I couldn't see my body on this stuff. We all have an imagination, but you can hear, and you know you're dying, meaning you know it's over.
Interesting.
And then they stick that thing in your heart, and with the zap, it hurts. You can feel it.
Okay.
It doesn't feel good.
Right.
It doesn't feel good.
Man, that's fascinating. That's extremely fascinating, right? Because the unknown is the unknown.
It is, and it's a huge unknown. And no one's ever came back. Babe Ruth hadn't came back.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Houdini hasn't come back.
Yep.
You're not coming back. But what do you turn into?
Right.
Is it the DRNT of the energy?
Okay. Yeah.
That goes out. Where does it go?
Your soul. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that go?
Do you think that because of that experience, so you're a pretty up-tempo, optimistic guy, fun to be around most times, right? If not all the time. Do you think that part of that it stems from that experience?
Because today's your last day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
That's right.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
That's right. So what would, to bring it home, anything else that you'd want to, any stories, anything you'd want to talk about, anything else? I mean, you dropped some, we got a lot, this was really good. We got a lot of really good stuff out of this. And I'm excited to, I have to have you back this time next year on the show, if anything, just to track those 2022 goals, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So got to see how that went. So is there anything else that you'd want to leave the folks with today?
No, I appreciate what you do. You do a lot of good things for a lot of people, not only through the Hitstreak, but for a lot of people. And you're there for people.
Appreciate that.
Your kindness is worthy of billions and gazillions of dollars. There's no price on it. Mm-hmm. You're an awesome friend. You're an awesome brother, and you mean a lot to me. Your family means everything to me.
Right.
Not only my mom and my dad and my children, but you are my family. Right. We are one blood.
Yep.
It's one person upstairs.
That's right.
But just keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring. Get that boy where he's you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
We can do that.
Make him better than you. He's just one of the smartest kids on the planet. But other than that, man, I appreciate your time, coming on here. I mean, who knew? I mean, the last time we were on a mic together, we were in a DJ booth, 3:00 in the morning. Cherry bombs.
Cherry bombs.
With the hottest shot girl in all of Nashville with ranch dressing.
That's right.
Right? That's what he said. She's the hottest shot girl in all.
Yep.
Your wife.
That's right.
Your woman. Other than your mama. That's your backbone.
That's right.
True.
That's right.
She's awesome.
That's right. Yeah, you said, so my mom was at the house today when I picked her up from the airport, and because mom's there, she does so much for us, keeping up with the helping us raise the baby during the day, because Rhiannon's a vital part of our success and our business, and is working and stuff. So and she did the same thing. People say a lot, you have great kids. I'm like, well, my wife raises great babies, and their grandparents raise great babies. Like it's because those people, my mom, my mother, and my wife, there's something magical that I don't even think they understand, or they know what it is that they do that complements each other so well. But the kids are amazing. They truly are. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
cool to watch. Every parent says that about I don't have rose-colored glasses when it comes to my kids. If they're bad at something, I'm like, yeah, that's not good.
Right.
Pretty honest with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
But the one thing that they are, besides good looking, thanks to their mom,
absolutely,
is they are good people. They're good. They're upbeat. They're positive. Yeah. People like them. Like they make a positive impact on this planet.
Yes. And Ethan's one of the hardest working. We work hard. From where he was on a show one time in his mama's arms to playing the drums now, who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
That's right. It's cool, man. And like, the same for yours. You can't get where you get in our armed forces without being able to take a lot and give even more.
Oh yeah.
So it's unbelievable. And we'll have to tell next time we'll have to tell some boyfriend stories, because you get to be my favorite scene from the movie Bad Boys is when Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, the date shows up at the door, and they try to scare the crap out of him.
Right.
So we got to tell some stories about absolutely. That. Because your thank goodness your daughters look like their mothers.
I don't know about
that. Because they are beautiful. They are beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
So check it out. You said something today we're going to use a lot. Let people underestimate you until it's time for you to be estimated.
That's it.
Woo! That's a good one, Fiona, isn't it? All right, so let's make sure that people know how to find you. All right, because first of all, guys, you need to check in with this guy. You need to follow him. Give him a follow on social. And anytime you are in Central Florida, if you need anything, including a home or to sell your home,
absolutely,
he's the guy you need to contact, because if he can't get you what you need, he knows the person that will.
We work when you don't.
That's right. That's right. And when you won't.
Oh, that's another one. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, David Gwaltney.realtor@gmail.com. David Gwaltney.realtor@gmail.com. And his Instagram is Gwaltney Network. Right?
That's it.
So boom. So check him out. Give him a follow. If you need anything, reach out to him, dude. It was an amazing surprise finding out that you were going to get to come in because you're on your way to Virginia to support another brother.
Yep. And he doesn't even know.
Doesn't even know.
You don't know. And this doesn't air until
this won't air until after.
Yeah. Wayne Spencer, made captain of the Newport News Police Department. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you letting me get that.
Boom.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Wayne, on making captain. That's incredible, dude. Wow. That's the top? That's the top? Is that the top?
No, it's chief, assistant chief, and then
captain. But it's basically the top.
Yeah. I mean, he's been reliable ally forever. Unfortunately, he was drafted by the Red Sox.
Oh no.
Back in the 1800s. He's old as dirt too. But yeah.
Awesome.
Wayne Spencer, my buddy.
Well, congratulations, Wayne, on your achievements and most importantly, your service. That's awesome. Well, cool, man. Well, dude, again, it was a great surprise having you come in. This was a whole lot of fun. Got to do it again.
Absolutely.
Got to do it again. David Gwaltney.realtor@gmail, Gwaltney Network on Instagram. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Hit Streak. Once again, I am your man, Nick Hyder, and God bless you and yours. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Let's make 2022 the best one yet.